Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks, y'all. Before I begin, I gotta just, we have a new moon on Sunday in Libra. Patreon, you're gonna have a message on that channel. I need to specifically talk to Patreon because I always talk about what we're doing over there publicly, so I gotta say this publicly too. I have not been maintaining what I committed to for posting in Patreon. And that doesn't sit well with me. I don't want to continue to receive if I'm not giving. And so if you are committed to being a part of Patreon with me, I would ask that everybody drop down to tier 1. Tier 1 is still going to receive the readings that we do collectively or cosmically. And normally, whatever I was posting in tier 2 and tier 3, I am going to make it available in tier 1. And so all of the same content is just going to be offered in tier 1. Why am I doing that? Initially, I made a commitment to either post 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 videos. Like there was a pace, a frequency that I wanted to maintain in order to feel good about people paying me monthly. And so I'm not maintaining that and it doesn't feel good. And so I have to rectify it. And so yes, I will continue to post all of the same content that we were posting in tier 3 and 2, but it will be available to 1 and I won't be able to commit to how often. So it'll just come when it comes. But I need to get the monkey off me. In order to kind of create freely, I had to remove whatever was making me feel icky, and I need to honor you at the same time. So please, if you want to be a part of Patreon, we'll have a reading on Sunday because it is another new moon. We'll still continue to do polls and stuff, but you're also going to get the rest of the content that I would have exclusively posted in tier 2 and tier 3. That will sit better with me. Give me any kind of feedback you want to give me. If you feel some kind of way, if you don't think something's fair, the only thing I can offer is a mini read. Remember how we used to do free mini reads? Not free, but donation-based mini reads. I can try to compensate in another way, but that's what it's going to be on Patreon, okay? So I needed to say that. All right, y'all, here we go. So the reading begins. I wrote a blurb. Let me just read the blurb. Told a lie about you, then searched for the evidence to confirm the lie is a truth. Got mad when no evidence was found. Okay, so all of this is what was happening about you or around you. Somebody told a lie, they said something that wasn't true, and after they said it, they went to go look for evidence. When I say look for evidence, I'm really talking about somebody created evidence. They tried to create scenarios that would have backed up what they already said about you, but the evidence wasn't there, even though they put the work in order to make it appear as such, right? Not there. Now I'm mad. All right. So we have an Adinkra symbol in this reading, and I really believe it was on a Patreon reading where we saw the palm tree. So Adinkra symbols are like living proverbs, right? We often say eat the meat and spit out the bones. If you were to look at the most important thing that humanity should know in order to survive and to flourish, Adinkra symbols, and every symbol is essentially proverb. If you were to eat the meat of humanity and spit out the bones, these symbols, they feed you for life. They give you richness in mind, body, soul, and spirit. So the Adinkra symbol that's in this reading is the palm tree, but we have seen this in the season that we're in. And so this tells me that this is living energy. And this palm tree represents resourcefulness, self-sufficiency, and wealth. And so don't you want wealth to be living energy? And so when I'm talking about you and to you in this reading, I am talking to palm trees. Okay? Now, what I'm understanding is that first, let me tell you about a palm tree. Let me tell you about you. You can make one palm tree. You can make numerous items. Palm wine and palm oil comes from the fruit and the sap of the palm tree. Hats, baskets, household items comes from woven leaves and fibers. Thatch, lumber, charcoal from the trunks and the stems. There are many crafts like candles or decorations that comes from the palm wax and the fronds. You can even make mulch and garden stakes from the fronds and the branches. There's even a meal, a traditional dish like palm cabbage that comes from the heart of the tree. And so one tree is like a flea market of items. That is what you are. Now, behind the scenes, somebody must have said you ain't worth a damn, because we got the first card I pulled in this reading is the Seven of Swords. And y'all, the way I speak in this reading, it may be a little rough, because as soon as I put that card down, it's like I wanted to cuss, like my thoughts got nasty, my mouth, like my whole energy shifted. And so you are this palm tree, but whoever put their mouth on you, whoever was speaking about you, this is a very nasty person. And some of the things that they may have said could have represent some type of disgust that they carry. But a lot of what people do and say is really a reflection of who they are. Now, you are a palm tree. This person is a Decepticon. Okay. Now, on the Seven of Swords card, you have a person who's carrying 5 swords, and they leave 2 in the ground. This tells me that there is somebody who wanted you to think right, all while they were going left. And so there were 2 things, or like, let's imagine that you're the palm tree and they have literally stolen 5 of your resources and they've left 2 behind. And so if they told a lie about you, they only felt strong in this lie because they understood that they were also moving behind the scenes, right? And so I'm cursing you with my tongue, but I'm also cursing you in behavior and action. Like physically, I'm trying to manipulate your world, right? Because I need everything to align. Now, after I pulled down the Seven of Swords, I pulled down a card that says mentally and emotionally unstable. The next thing I hear is that for every disease we carry, we also have a cure. Y'all, this is some cold shit. Okay, if this person has a disease, the dis-ease they carry is deception. You are an all-rounder. To be a palm tree, to have that many resources, to be self-sufficient because you can rely on you. You can cook, you can do hair, you can fix cars, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can do a lot of shit. And so even if one thing goes down, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things go down, you always got 2 more to lean on, because that is how you are designed and packaged. You are a walking flea market, right? In a respectful way. So now if somebody lied on you, they would have had to have said the opposite of that is true. But not only did they say it, they did it. They took away something to make it real. But the disease that this person has is the disease of deception. But the cure that has matched them, meaning because this person is a liar, because they always want people to believe something that is really false, their disease is that their mind and their emotions are fucked up. They are unstable. Do y'all know them people who are crazy, but they don't know they're crazy? Low-key, that is a fear of mine. Like, nobody wants to be the crazy person that doesn't know they're crazy, but y'all know them people that are really them people that are crazy as hell and don't know they're fucking crazy. That is this person. But they're crazy, the instability in mind and emotion, that is the cure to their deception. So sometimes, like, you low-key are cursing yourself. That's what this is saying. Like, the only person drinking the poison, the only person drinking the lie is you, because you really thought that lie would have been true somewhere else. But if it's a lie here, it's a lie there. If it's a lie on Tuesday, it's going to be a goddamn lie on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So to even play in that realm of deception already reveals that you are cooked. Because you believed that was a real place to play. You believed that realm was actually going to materialize something for the long term. Yo, somebody that's crazy that don't know they're crazy. All right, next card I get. Still talking about this person. It says it's okay to start over and over and over again. This is about rebirth, reinventing, and rising. So not only are they crazy, whatever the crazy shit is that they're doing, they want to do it again and again and again. And why? Because they took your wine and you just created oil, right? They took your mulch and you started creating candles. Every time they do it, you just materialize something. Isn't that enough? Right? But because they're crazy, they can't pick up. They're not able to read between the lines and understand what they have deceived themselves. Y'all, this is a sick game. This is a disease. And they already have been given a cure. Y'all, do you understand? That part, I was like, oh, it's like I got chills because I could really wow. So sometimes those that appear to be broken, that is actually the cure for something else that was going on. Right? And so whatever they do to you, it's really them doing them to themselves and not even knowing it, y'all. All right. My handmade card says, I'm no longer shrinking myself to be more digestible. You can choke. Now, every time they stole one of your resources or spoke poorly or did something, they were choking. And when they were choking, it means that you just materialized something else. You just picked up a different resources. You regenerated in another way. Every time you create something else, that is them choking, and they weren't even realizing that you were refusing to go down. I am no longer shrinking myself. You know, sometimes when people lie, cheat, and steal, and they deceive, and they do wicked and say wicked things about you, sometimes you just want to go take a fucking nap for a couple fucking years. That's shrinking yourself. And for some seasons, you must, right? Because you gotta shrink before you can grow. So sometimes you must do that. But in this season, when they decided to be the phoenix rising again and again and again, right? They're really deceiving themselves about who you are, but they're choking because your resources keep coming again and again and again. They don't even realize what's happening because they're sick. The middle of the reading, it says diluted attachments, right? Now, this is literally just getting drunk on your own supply, getting high on your own supply. Now, a diluted attachment pretty much means that somebody has a strong emotional connection, but it's rooted in a false belief. That means their entire soul, every fiber of their being has bought into the lie. But it's their own supply, but their supply is not truth. You can't eat a lie and grow. You can't eat a lie and be well in your mind. Ain't no way. And then unfortunately, you're cooking the lie and feeding it to yourself, but it's about someone else, right? It's about a palm tree. Excuse me, y'all, but that was a burp. We'll just call it a spiritual burp. So anyway, in the center of the reading, we have diluted attachment. Under that, I have rich girl. And so you, in this reading, you are the palm tree, but I'm talking to the rich girl. Do you have to be a girl? No, you are rich in feminine energy. Your ability to birth, to nurture, your fertility, you are rich in you're a palm tree. But somebody falsely believed or thought that they could create another narrative about you. Underneath rich girl, I have chariot. Now, there is one specific deck that I use, and I can't remember the name. I feel like it's the Elemental Tarot, and it has no images, no people on cards. It is only nature. Every scene is just nature, but there's no people. Something about that deck moves different, okay? And I think it's called the Elemental Tarot deck. But in that deck, the way they describe the chariot card, it is almost like an Uber. But it's an Uber that the divine has sent you. The universe sends you an Uber and says, get in. And so in this season, you are the rich girl. You are the palm tree. You are fertile. But the divine has almost matched your energy, right? Because if you don't take a step and if you don't show up, well, then the Most High can't show up. And so it's a meeting point. And something you've done continuously and consecutively has brought you to a certain location. And all you got to do is get in. And at the moment that somebody is ready to steal or to take from you, it's like you were already about to get in the Uber. Like you already were in progress. You were already moving to the next assignment. And so the next card I get for you says decision making makes ethical decisions. Now you already got somebody who's sick in the mind. And the only reason that the Most High could send you an energy that advances you forward, right? Before the chariot came, you had to be on foot. But whatever you were doing on 2 feet, God was like, yo, let me just give you some wheels. Like I can take you somewhere. It's time to move further than you ever could have gone before. All you got to do is get in. That's that chariot. It's the willpower. It's the confidence. You may not even know where the car is going to stop. It don't even matter. You got to get in. That's trust. That is faith. So you're making ethical decisions. So you got to boost. You got to boost, a divine boost. but somebody is still believing something about you that is only true about who they are. The final part of the reading, I get entity. The entity has left. Finally, return to sender, breaking a curse, black magic failed. And so whatever was spoken over you and whatever was done behind the scenes in order to match or to create an evidence about a lie, trying to make it true, y'all, that's magic. That's dark energy. That has been broken. That has returned. That failed. And it failed because you were already in your forward momentum. You had already shown up a certain amount of days in a certain amount of way. Like you were just already in the pocket, right? And it was almost like energetically you can't be reached and somebody tried to reach you. But the fact that they couldn't reach you and you keep coming up with different resources and this person keeps choking, this is a reflection of your intelligence, your ingenuity, and your ability to have strategy, to create, to develop strategy. Like your mind. And so maybe at some point, the way that you are moving as this palm tree, maybe you didn't always move that way, but you're moving that way now. Under the entity, under black magic failed, I have relationship and 4 of Wands. Y'all. So whatever is spoken about you, it is supposed to make you seem like the most unattractive mate, partner possible. So not only is somebody saying that you're not this palm tree, right? They're saying you're a fucking weed, right? You're a whole palm tree and they've described you as a weed. But when they described you as a weed, it was because they were trying to attach an energy. They wanted to attach an energy to your relationship life, your love life, and an energy for your ability to build and achieve family, organizations, partnerships. The 4 of Wands is about building, creating, and establishing, like really rooting something in the ground and being proud about it. It could be a relationship, a marriage, a household. It can be anything. But something about you building and something about you possibly building alongside another, all of the energy, all of the things that were spoken or done were supposed to almost keep you single for life. This is somebody who couldn't bear to see you in love, bear to see you happy, doesn't want you to have a home, doesn't want you to develop in any way. But your mind is reflecting. Oh, what I didn't say is that we have another Adinkra. Y'all, I have like over 100 something cards in this handmade deck, and we have 2 Adinkra symbols. And so I have checkered. Checkered is the symbol for your intelligence, your mind, your ingenuity. And so there is no entity because your mind is sharp. The entity wouldn't be able to thrive or live in your mind. It would be so uncomfortable. Why? Because you often use truth. You use light, which means all things will be exposed. If you really root yourselves in truth, you can't lose. And so this was a battle that a deceiver picked with a truth teller, but they already lost before they even, like they were, you know what I mean? This is what I mean about being crazy and not knowing you're crazy. Being a loser and trying to win, but you started as a loser because of the type of weapon you used. You used a lie. The strongest weapon on earth is the truth. If you're going to beat anybody, you beat them with the truth. And so somebody wanted to beat you with a lie. So we have a storm. Let me tell you. This is almost like the devil. Somebody who was in devil energy, somebody who was used by the devil, somebody who is chained to something dark and demonic that they can't release themselves from. Something was tempted. Something tempted them, obviously. Something triggered them. And this is something that they did again and again and again. We got up to 7 swords, but this is also a person who in their mind is always trying to be this phoenix rising. I just got to try another way. I just got to do it on this day. Oh, I must have picked the wrong time. Oh, I didn't say the right thing. But sick in their own mind, crazy and not knowing they're crazy. And so they are in a storm, and their storm is caused because they were jealous. And then anybody that was willing to do that already had to emotionally been wounded. But this is when somebody attacks you like this, every emotional wound that they carry, they are almost treating you as if you caused it. The jealousy and the envy, like the fact that you have these resources, how does that personally offend them? Somebody feels offended that you are a palm tree. And it's okay. And like envy and jealousy, there are degrees. There are degrees. But somebody carried it so deeply that like they made attempts again and again and again, but they believed it. Y'all, this is a dirty mouth. This is a dirty mind, a dirty spirit. And I'm not saying dirty in like a way that's kind of rude or condescending, but like dirty, impure, a lot of misalignments. Not because it's not possible to align, but there was never an attempt made. This is the type of person who would rather misalign you than align themselves. I would rather fuck up your life than get my shit together. I don't want you to have love. I don't want you to have money. I would rather fuck your shit up than get my shit together. This is that kind of person. But they picked up a weak weapon. And then they used a weapon on somebody that is carrying an arsenal. And it's all in your mind. All right, y'all, I love you. I'm going to post this. This is our Friday night message. Have a beautiful weekend. We don't talk on Saturday, but we do talk on Sunday. Patreon, we'll talk twice on Sunday. All right, bye, y'all. Love you.